Evening, ladies and gentlemen. How you all doing? You good? So I recently became a new dad. Thank you very much. Any other new parents in the audience at all? Oh, one. Fantastic. Yeah, it's great becoming a new dad. I mean, after you ejaculate, your job's pretty much done. You're just a support person from there on out. The way I decided to show my support was I decided to make my wife a surprise push playlist, just to ease her through labor. Started off with a bit of Salt and Pepper, Push It, a classic. Moved on to a bit of Queen, I Want to Break Free. Rounded it off with some Basement Jaxx, Where's Your Head At? She loved it. I think the most surprising thing I learned about being a new parent is that breastfeeding is very similar to pornography. Let me explain. So I was in the kitchen listening to my wife breastfeeding our young daughter, and all I could hear was, "That's it. Get it right to the back of the throat. Don't just lick the tip. I want you to properly suck on it. Don't spill a drop. Come on." It was like she was training her to be the next Stormy Daniels, which I was all for because she made $2 million last year, and I need to afford kindergarten. I think the most terrifying thing about being a dad to a young girl is the fear of her coming home and uttering those 3 words, "Daddy, let's pretend." Now, I've only played make-believe with a child once in my entire life, and it is a terrifying ordeal if you've ever had to do it, right? So we're playing restaurant, and the child takes me to my seat, and so I look up and said, "So what's on the menu?" She looks back and goes, "Soup." And I said, "Well, I don't like soup. Is there anything else?" "No." Well, can I see the manager then, please?" "No." "Well, why not?" "He's dead." "Well, what happened to him?" "He ate the soup." But if that's terrifying, the thing that I'm more terrified about is being alone, and that's, you can see the segue here. That's because I hate dating. I'm dreadful at dating. Anyone in the audience single and dating at the moment? Oh, a few. Okay, yeah. I was like, God, yes. No. So I went on some pretty horrific dates. I think one of the worst ones was a girl invited me to go and see a rerun of the film The Sixth Sense. You know that film? So you guys have seen it, you know the twist. Okay, right. So when that film first came out, a friend of mine decided to ruin it for me and told me the twist. So I never bothered to go and see it. So when this girl said to me, "Have you seen this film, The Sixth Sense?" I truthfully went, "No, I've never seen it." Anyway, we're halfway through the film, and she leans across and goes, "So have you figured out the twist yet?" And I thought, this is my time to shine. So I leaned back and said, "Yes. What's happening is the little boy is having nightmares because Bruce Willis is raping him." Yeah, we didn't go on a second date. I think another faux pas was I agreed to go to a funeral on a date. That was a judgment error. This girl, her grandmother died and she wanted us to support, and truthfully she just needed a lift up to Liverpool. And so I agreed to drive her, and I'm really bad with directions, so I borrowed one of those Garmin, like TomTom Wayfinder things from a friend. This was back before smartphones. And so I plugged it in, got up to Liverpool, headed to the church, thought this is a bit dodgy, Liverpool, not the church. So I took the Garmin and put it in my pocket. We're about halfway through the service, and I must have nudged it, because when the casket was being lowered into the ground, you could just hear in the loudest possible setting, "You have reached your final destination." So despite the plumbing accent, I didn't actually grow up in the UK, I grew up in Germany. And I love the Germans. The Germans are a fantastic people. I think one of the best things about the Germans is how efficient they are, right? And they're not just efficient in terms of like making cars, they're also efficient with their language. So they take full sentences and collapse it down into just one word. So do you know the word Schadenfreude? It means, the full thing is to take pleasure in someone else's misery, okay? Schadenfreude. I think the best word that the Germans have got is Standgebläse, right? Now Standgebläse, when translated into English, means somebody who is so short that when they're standing up, they can give you a blowjob. I just want to know at what point one German turned to the other and went, "We are using this phrase far too often. We need a much shorter phrase." Standgebläse. Crazy German. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it there. I've got to get home. I've got to go back to my little girl and my dinner. And tonight we're having soup.